You are looking live at Buffone Arena in Worcester, Massachusetts, where the Jersey Sharks are getting set to play their final game of the Beantown Classic, a classification game to see who finishes 17th and who finishes 18th. But more on that later. Hi everybody, it's Joe Rizzo bringing you the action live on Rizzo Vision as we have all weekend. The Sharks with a couple of 1-0 wins. We thought they would make the top 16 and be playing around this time against a very highly seeded team. And as it turns out, they were the last team that had 4 points off of 2 wins to not make the top 16. So, of all the great teams that are here, the Sharks classified 17th. They will take on the New Hampshire Knights, who you will get a look at right here, wearing the camouflage jerseys. And most importantly, for Knights fans who are checking out the games, pretty much camouflaging their numbers, so I have almost no chance of figuring out who's who. But I do have a list, and I will do my best where I can. The teams play 2 halves of 22 minutes each, and if you could see that in the top center of your screen, you'll see 22 minutes there on the clock. The Sharks, as the higher seed, 17 to the 18th seeded Knights, do get the designation as the home team here for this one. Lexi Riley will be between the pipes. She had the fortune or the misfortune of playing against the Junior Pandas from Edmonton, Alberta, who have a chance to win this whole tournament. And she was in there for a 5-0 defeat to one of the best teams that are here. So Lexi gets another shot out of it after her teammate Harper Keenan has posted a pair of 1-0 shutouts, including earlier in this day, where Logan Shoemaker-Gromick scored the only goal in a 1-0 victory over the Connecticut Shoreline Sharks in the Battle of the Sharks, Shark Day. And now, after it's Shark Day, it's Sharks against Knights. So we've picked this perch over here. This is the coldest arena that we've been in, or at least the coldest sheet of ice. But still, I wouldn't say cold. I'm able to wear shorts and a hoodie and be pretty much fine. Riley wears number 32, and she's carving up the crease on the far side. The Sharks with the light blue jerseys and light gray trim and numbers. They'll start it out with Gabby Rothstein at center, Maeve McNulty on the left wing, and Izzy Camarada on the right, Katie McCaffrey on right D, and Olivia Rothstein on left D. Underway! First half. Sharks will attack the near side, and that's why we will stay on this side. McNulty has one of the 2 goals for the Sharks in this tournament, and she was right there, almost with the second, number 4. I have to be a little more nifty here with the camera at close range instead of being further away and higher up or against the glass. So a couple of different looks here. Same group out there, 25 seconds in. Sent in by Rothstein. Sticked aside by Rachel Irving, the netminder for the Knights. McNulty 1-on-2, gets a little help from Rothstein. Trying to spin, can't get it there. Now they pull out. McNulty fires a shot, but Irving with the glove save. And a face-off to the dot to Irving's right as change takes place. Folia on the dot, Sperling on the near side, Scott in the slot. Kira Redmond on left D, and Logan Shoemaker-Gromick, who has the puck now and sends it in, will play on the right side with this pair. Sent below the end line there, picked up and moved about. on the far side. The numbers are nearly impossible to see. Sperling gets it in the slot for a moment, chipped forward at the net by Scott and covered up. Same group out there. Folia wins it to Sperling. Wrister from the middle. Irving gloves it down, and they tick just a few seconds off the clock. 20:44 left in the first half. This is the final game for both clubs in the Beantown Classic. Sperling off the face-off win. Down to Scott after they went through Shoemaker-Grolmick. Wraparound attempt by Folia, and she scores! Julia Folia with the wraparound. Sticks it inside the left skate of Rachel Irving, and the Jersey Sharks jump out to a 1-0 lead. Looked like Folia from Sperling, right off the face-off. They make it work. So the Sharks were close to putting numbers up here on the board in the early game, and they did get the one, and they made it stand up. Now that hard work, sometimes it just doesn't pay off in the game where it's happening. It comes later, and I wouldn't be surprised as Riley jumps out and covers it with the catching glove on a loose puck in front. They'll face it off to the right of Lexi Riley. That's Mia McSherry on the face-off with Annalise Claus trying to send Luisa Rizzo out, nearly had her for the breakaway. Knights send it in offside. And they move it to the far side face-off dot. Same crew out there. Comes near side to Rizzo. She dumps it in. Claus knocked it down for a moment, but didn't have possession of it. It comes out of the zone, and Kira Redmond picks it up. Redmond over to Shoemaker-Grolmick down the middle. It's McSherry. Shot, glove down by Irving. No rebound. Rizzo was heading to the back door and had her defenseman beat, looking for the rebound or for that puck to score through. It didn't happen, but they draw the offensive zone face-off. It'll be to the left of Irving. 19:42 left first half. 1-0 Jersey Sharks. Julia Folia puts her name in the books as the goal scorer. Face-off one to McCaffrey. Olivia Rothstein, wrist shot, blockered away by Irving. Comes to the near side corner, and they try to move it up the boards. Rothstein to Rothstein. Camarada now helps out Gabby Rothstein in the slot. McNulty's open, asks for the puck, gets it, shoots, glove down by Irving, no rebound. So they'll face it off to, should be the near side circle, because that's where more of where the shot came from. Rothstein wins it to McNulty. Olivia Rothstein had it, her shot was blocked away. And now the Knights will skate it out. Knights come in at 1-1-1. There's going to be a penalty here, and the Sharks are going to go on the power play. And it looks like it was, let's see if they call it a trip or interference. And let's see who it is. The penalty box is at the opposite side. Let's see who's going to the box. A near impossible task to read the numbers on. I thought it was bad on the Sharks jerseys, but the Knights have black numbers. That's got to be Remy LaBelle, 18, unless it's 16. Could be Ori Weidman, and it's 18. Okay, they put it up on the board. So face off in the offensive zone. Power play set for 2 minutes. Sharks with a 1-0 lead already, courtesy of Julia Folia on the wraparound goal. Dunked it home. Battle along the near side boards. Jamie Case is there. Pop up. Both Rothsteins converge. Gabby gets it, tries to get through traffic. Case can't quite get it. She prevented McNulty from getting through. Rothstein has it now. Gabby looking. She'll exchange with her sister at the point. Olivia tees it up, wrist shot, sent well wide. Maybe was looking for a redirection. Gabby Rothstein has it now, spinning. McNulty's in front, and she finally gets guarded right there. But Gabby Rothstein takes her time. Katie McCaffrey gets one shot block, a second block, but Rothstein is able to grab it and send it back in. McCaffrey used the body to prevent the breakaway there, and it worked. Loose in front, Camerata, now McNulty, and she scores! Maeve McNulty! It's a power play goal, and the Jersey Sharks double the lead, 2-0 with 17:55 left in the first half. McNulty jumps to the front of the line to get that celebration going, and like I tell the girls, we're kind of new at this with this group. I don't care if you're losing 8-0. If you score a goal, please leave the Selly line so I can make sure I know who got it, because the people at home want to know. Barreling down the middle, Folia on the face-off with Sperling, kept in by Redmond. Redmond still battling to keep it in. Sperling over there, now it's whacked out of the zone by Katie Edwards. No icing as Shoemaker Gromick picks it up. She'll try to skate it up the far side boards, gets it to Mandy Scott just by enough. Sperling is going to break in. Jessie Sperling comes in. She has somebody down the middle. It's Folia. Whiffed on the pass. Just hit a little patch of ice there and didn't get it all the way through. It ended up going on goal. Stood up at the line there with Shoemaker Gromick, but she managed to keep the puck in. Let's see if the Sharks can keep possession. They can. Sperling and Redmond exchange for a moment. Banged up the near side boards and out. That was M.K. Zablocki. Shoemaker Gromick looking for some room. Got a little bit of it, trying to put pressure on. Folia swung at that one, got it with the shin pads instead of the stick, and gave out a little yelpy laugh. The effervescent number 12, who has the first goal. Maeve McNulty has the second, and that was on the power play. 2-0 Sharks. 16:38. Breaking in are the Knights. Wrist shot, and Lexi Riley gets down and makes the save with the Shark logo on her jersey and covers it up before it could hit further ice. Not the best view of the other side of the ice, but had to kind of pick a spot here. Face off, won by McSherry. Rizzo breaking out, and it's sent back in offside. So it's been unclear as to if the teams have been playing delayed offsides or automatic offsides. In this game, it looks like automatic offsides. In the other games, it's looked like delayed offsides. So whatever that is. Bella Bellin over there to battle for it. Pushed up the side wall. Moving in as McSherry has Rizzo with her. Going to take the dump in. Rizzo there trying to fight off two Knights. Gets it to the point where Olivia Rothstein fired it in. Bella Bellin to Katie McCaffrey, who sends it to the far side half boards. Picked up, moving it around, up toward the point. Rothstein kept it in deftly. Oh, no, she didn't. It was just a little bit out of my view there. Obscured by the board, so it must have hopped over the line for the offside. McSherry wins it with a little help from Rizzo. Rizzo breaks in. Has Bellin on the other side. Wrist shot, save, rebound was up there. A little snow kicked in the front by McSherry, but just hitting the brakes, so Rizzo with a shot on goal. 2-0 Sharks. First half, 15:44 remaining. Rothstein jumps in after the face-off win. It never got all the way through, did her shot attempt. It's moved out by Zablocki. This is Katie Edwards, takes a dump there, and that's going to be a penalty. It looks like a trip. Is it Izzy Camerata? Let's see. Or is it Gabby Rothstein? It's Rothstein on the trip. So the first penalty of the game against the Sharks goes to Gabby Rothstein. And number 18 will sit in the box for what her teammates hope is the full 2 minutes, because that will mean they will have killed off the penalty. They haven't been shorthanded much. Claus is out there at one of the forwards. And Bellin, Claus and Bellin up front, killing it off. Claus trying to use the long reach. She's not the biggest player out there, but Claus has a long reach. And look at that, 1-on-4, she picks it up. So Claus and Bellin doing a good job killing off this penalty. The best way to kill a penalty is in the other team's zone. And that's what they're doing right now. Comes out to Shoemaker Gromich. She's going to try to gain the line of center. Fired it down, but it off the shin pad. Ricochets all the way back as Camarada jumps on. Redmond hits the brakes. Far side wall for Claus. Uses the body to steer the puck out of the zone. Didn't maintain possession, but forces the Knights to go all the way back to their own zone. Taylor Edwards had moved that one forward. Let's see if they regain possession. They do, finally. 38 seconds left in the power play. Trying to get through traffic, can't get a shot on goal. Goes to the near side corner. Comes up toward the point. Knocked down for a moment. Riley redirects a centering feed so nobody could get it. It was way up in the air. Near side wall, Camarada is going to get to this first. Handles it. Gets through a little bit of traffic. Turns on the Jets. Camarada gains the line of center and fires it into the zone, but it was knocked away and repossessed by New Hampshire. Picked off there, McNulty. She has a power play goal. Now she's getting a little shorthanded time. Maeve McNulty has 2 of the Sharks' 4 goals in the tournament. Rothstein jumps out of the box. That's Gabby Rothstein. So the Sharks have killed it off. Now they're going to be fishing for more offense. Maeve McNulty over the line, dumps it in, across to the far boards where Camarada picks it up. McNulty hustles off. 2 players change, coming out of the corner. Rothstein trying to dance through, gets a shot on Irving. 1 shot, 2 shots, and Irving covers up the third. 12:56 left first half. They're playing 22-minute halves. This is the classification game for the 2 teams at the Beantown Classic, the top 2 that were just short of making the playoffs. Scott wins the draw, so she jumped in at center for Foley, at least for the draw. Olivia Rothstein fires when it redirected, and Irving had to swat that one down, couldn't handle it cleanly. Scott over to Sperling, comes down, wrist shot. Somebody got a stick on it. It looked like it was Zavlaki. Battled for along the far side wall. Folia thought it was still there, but it had squirted out. Case will move it out. Jamie Case gets it into the Sharks zone, but quickly turned out by Jesse Sperling. Andy Scott moves it forward. Folia lifted the skate to stay onside somehow, and a gaggle of Sharks sent around the end boards to the near side, trying to get some juice and get moving, was Katie Edwards, but Foley interrupted her progress. Far side wall. Zablocki sends it down deep with 11:53 left first half. Jersey Sharks 2-0 lead. They had 2 total goals coming in, and in each case they pitched a shutout, so they had 2 1-0 shutouts and a 5-0 defeat. Now a little different story here, as they have a couple of goals on the ledger, and they're pretty much dominating play for the most part. They're not giving the New Hampshire Knights much of anything. Well, 1-on-5 right there. Let's see if they can dispossess it. Walking in, wrist shot. Riley, big save. That was her toughest of the day. Through traffic, Lexi Riley rising to the occasion without being too busy here. Wrist shot from the point redirected and directed wide. It looked like that was Taylor Edwards. Again, hard to see those numbers on the camouflage jerseys. Riley saw that one get through and knocked it away. So now, just as I was saying it, the Knights putting on pressure, but the Sharks are going to try to give it right back to them. Sent out, and this line will change. They wanted to rush it, but instead they just get a clean change. McSherry with Rizzo and Claus. Rizzo's going to try to pick that one up. Claus instead gets to it and tries to dump it in. Got a little piece of it, though, did the New Hampshire player, and she's moving along with it. Gets her pocket picked there by McSherry. Rizzo's got it, looking for some room. Has to dump it. Was maybe looking to pull it behind her, but nobody was quite there yet. And the puck comes out of the zone. Redmond over for Shoemaker-Gromick. That takes a funny bounce and goes behind the net. Shoemaker-Gromick up to Redmond. Redmond looking. Will go with it up the boards, but can't get it past the point. And it's hammered right back down by Madison Rabovich. Rabovich bats it back in. A little ping pong going on over there. Shoemaker-Gromick trying to move it forward. Somebody lost a glove. It was Rabovich for a second, but she's able to pick it up. That scramble still happening over there. And here's a hook. That's going to be a power play for the Sharks. They call it a trip. You can call it a trip or a hook. And on their second power play, the Sharks will see if they can boost it to 3-0. It's their final game action of the Beantown Classic. 2 wins and a loss, trying to make it 3 wins. And an official classification as 17th, which puts them about somewhere mid-pack of the group. Short of qualifying for the playoffs, and if they did, they would have been against probably the Minnesota Surge or one of these other juggernaut teams. Shoemaker-Gromick. Shoemaker-Gromick again. That is Rothstein, Gabby Rothstein, using the body, waiting for some help, gets it from Izzy Camerata. Camerata looking to get it to the point. Rothstein picked it off. Rothstein is going to skate along the near side wing, get down to the slot, wrist shot saved by Irving. Rachel Irving read that play. She came out to cut off the angle. Gabby Rothstein negotiated through a lot of traffic there and got off a nice shot, but didn't hit the back of the net. Power play has 1:14 left in it. Sharks with a 2-0 lead. The next time this group will be in action, they'll be as the New Jersey Bandits in the Dog Days of Summer tournament. And that will be in about a month's time. So until then, you can watch and re-watch these games as the Jersey Sharks. Here's Julia Folia getting through some traffic. It's going to be another penalty here. This is going to result in a 5-on-3 as soon as the touch comes, and there it is. So the slash will make it a 5-on-3 for 46 seconds. The second 5-on-3, I believe, that the Sharks have had in the tournament. Jamie Case, the guilty party. Same crew stays out there. Foley on the dot, Scott in the slot, Sperling right there on the left wing. McCaffrey, Sperling jumps up to between the points. Sperling to the near side wall. That's Olivia Rothstein. Rothstein looking still. Sperling right down Broadway, wrist shot, blocker save and knocked away. Big save by Irving. She's had a few nice ones and a couple that she just couldn't get. Puck jumps over the line. McCaffrey thought she had it. The ref thought no. And as McCaffrey well knows, after playing hockey for most of her life, her opinion does not count. Face-off won by Folia to Sperling, who steps in, looking to get the 5-on-3 set up. There's Scott, and just took a funky handcuffing of Mandy Scott, who will get it right back and bring it back in. Send it down the middle for Sperling. She curls, looking to send maybe McCaffrey in. McCaffrey with 3 seconds on the 5-on-3, but they're taking their time on the Sharks. One comes back in, and it's a 5-on-4. Scott in the slot goes back to McCaffrey. 5-on-4 as LaBelle is back on the ice, and for another minute, Case will be in the box unless there's a goal. Irving saw that one clearly and was able to glove it down. Off the shot by Olivia Rothstein. 57 seconds of power play time. Mia McSherry in on the dot. Bella Bellin in the slot. Luisa Rizzo on the left wing. Shoemaker Gromick and Redmond, the defense pair. Redmond bounces one at Irving. She knocks it down and covers it up, and we'll do it all over again. 5 seconds on the power play killed off over there. Same crew, same spots, same-ish result. Shoemaker Gromick, wrist shot, rebound in front. Rizzo smashes it in! Luisa Rizzo with the power play goal. And that kid comes through for her late Aunt Marie. 3-0 Sharks with 7:11 left in the first half. Rizzo wearing the armband on the left arm. Her great aunt left us this week, my aunt. And as she's done now a few times in her career, when there's been a family matter or a loss like that, somehow she comes through with a goal. Sometimes we get into those moments where the announcer is a little bit of a proud dad, and here's the announcer's kid again. Rizzo comes in, wrist shot, kick save by Irving. That was a good one. Rizzo had the left side of the net ticketed. Rizzo with it again below the end line there. Moved out by Taylor Edwards up the far side wall. Shoemaker Gromick sends it back in. 3-0 Sharks. Rizzo has it now. Sends it to Redmond at the point. A little too much mustard on that one. She was trying to sauce the pass, but on Saturday night she gave it Sunday gravy. Camerata streaks in to try to keep it in. McNulty grabs it, waits for her team to get onside, dumps it to the far corner, chases after it herself. Camerata to McNulty. Maeve McNulty looking for somebody, will maintain possession, goes to Redmond at the point. Redmond has a lot of time and space, goes to Shoemaker Gromick, who goes down to Camerata in the slot. One-timer by Gabby Rothstein, and another save by Rachel Irving. So Irving has been busy. 3 have gotten by her, but she's made a number of good saves. It could be even worse as the Sharks have really come out here with blood in the water. That's the best way to describe it for the Sharks. McCaffrey jumped in there on the change and fired that wrist shot that Irving made the save on. So the Sharks have made it a one-sided affair on the scoreboard, and that's a result of their possession. They had a lot of possession in the earlier game today, which they won 1-0. There's one of the players lined up offside. Presley Davies. Hey, if you could do it and nobody says anything, then you did it. Folia rips one wide of the net. Sent down low. Sperling trying to read that one, but it's chipped along the dasher. Olivia Rothstein and Jessie Sperling trying to work some magic there. Julia Folia steps in. Now trying to make a break, but no way, says Katie McCaffrey. McCaffrey has been a good soldier for this tournament with not the full contingent of Bandits here, just all the girls here happen to be Bandits, somewhat by design and somewhat by luck, but a little bit short on regular defensemen that we expect to see during the Bandit season. And at first glance, each of the forwards were going to volunteer to take one game at defense. McCaffrey took the first one, and because we know she's adept at that position there, as she has the puck, she then volunteered to take the rest of the games at defense, and she's been brilliant, as we've seen for many years if you've watched her for the uniform of the New Jersey Colonials. So she'll be a Bandit this season. Far side corner worked around, but it just seems like there's more Sharks out there, even though it's even. Glove down as Sperling was trying to redirect that one using her softball skills, although I don't know if she bats right-handed or left-handed. She shoots righty, so I'm guessing she bats righty, but if she had redirected that one, it would have been sort of as a left-hander. McSherry giving Rizzo instructions and a little clue as to what she's going to do on the draw. Sends it at the net, picked up before it could get through by Katie Edwards. And kept in. Claus kept it in. Rizzo now on the near side. She's got the armband. Difficult to see from here on the left shoulder below the stripe. And she did the family proud with a little on-ice tribute to her late great aunt. With a goal. 3 minutes left, first half. Jersey Sharks 3. New Hampshire Knights 0. McSherry tries to keep that one in. Redmond eventually gets to it. Claus tried to send it through to Rizzo in the middle, and Shoemaker-Gromick dumps it. Near side wall. Edwards tried to move it out more, but her rush was stopped. Shoemaker-Gromick dancing down the middle, trying to get through, still barreling forward, although without the puck. Centering feed almost went the wrong way. McSherry sends it at the net. Rizzo redirected it, but somebody got a skate on it. Wrist shot, Redmond. Rizzo looking for the rebound, and it doesn't come. Another good shift, one after the next, after the next, after the next for the Sharks. They really haven't had a bad shift in this game. Blood in the water, that's been the theme here. And they've certainly come out ready to play in all of the games, even the game that ended up 5-0 the wrong way. The Junior Pandas are just a real good team from Edmonton, Alberta, and the Sharks gave up 4 in the first half of that one, but only 1 in the second half in a very, very physical game. Not like this game at all. If you have a chance to go back and watch it, you'll see. You could actually argue that even in a 5-0 loss, it could have been the Sharks' best game of the tournament up until this one, where they've just really come out, and for the second time today, they've absolutely dominated possession here. But now with more scoring chances and higher quality scoring chances from close range, they've been able to cash in. McNulty, Folia, and Rizzo, the last 2 on the power play. Rothstein hustling back to join McCaffrey and subdue any rush or sustained pressure. McNulty back-checking, one-timer. Riley has not seen a lot of rubber, but when she has, she's been up to it, and that was a nice blocker save on a one-timer. Looks like they're going to call an interference penalty over here. Let's see who the guilty party is, and I think it is Maeve McNulty. So McNulty whistled for the interference with 54.8 seconds left. The Sharks on the penalty kill for the second time. Is that the first time today? The first time. Second time. We had a great shift by Bellin and Claus on the first penalty kill. Claus is out there, and I think, is that Bellin taking the draw? Hard to see from far away. Yes, it's Bella Bellin. Blocks a shot. Redmond lifts a stick. Claus gets it up to the near side wall. And the Knights send it down. 40 seconds left. We'll just talk about the period. It's all on power play time. Bellin gets in the way there. Couldn't prevent it from getting out of staying in the zone, but kept it out of a danger area. Riley knocks that centering feed into the air so nobody could get it. Claus moves it out to the far side wall in front of the scorer's table. 19 seconds left. Claus tying up her player. Now the Knights with the extra players are able to take that loose puck and bring it in, as the other 3 Sharks had to stand sentry. 8 seconds left in the period. Just keep it out of the front of the net, that they are going to do it, and skate it up and out as time expires on the best period, both on the ice in terms of possession and in terms of scoring for the Jersey Sharks. They lead it 3-0. I called it a period. It's a half. 22 minutes on the clock for the second half. And the Sharks in total control, possession-wise and on the scoreboard. Foley got it started early with a wraparound. Then on a power play that started as a 5-on-4, became a 5-on-3, and then by the time it got back to a 5-on-4, Maeve McNulty cashed in. And then on a later power play with 7:11 left in the first half, Louisa Rizzo scored on the power play. So 2 goals in 3 games heading in, 3 goals in 1 half in the final game. If you're just joining us, we're glad that you are, no matter which side you're from. If you're joining us live, that's great. And if you're checking it out on demand, that's also awesome. And we're glad that you're doing it. If you haven't subscribed, it doesn't matter which side you're from. A subscription tap shows, to some degree, a support of girls hockey. We've brought a lot of it to you over the years, and we will be doing it again this year for 1 more half of New Jersey Sharks hockey and then a full season of New Jersey Bandits hockey. Underway in the final half of the final game of the Beantown Classic. Jersey Sharks with a 3-0 lead and 55 more seconds to kill on the penalty to Maeve McNulty for interference. Sperling, the highest forechecker. Mandy Scott, the other forechecker there, disrupting, stealing, gets it at the far boards and sends it back into the zone. 37 seconds left on the penalty kill. 21.5 minutes in the game and in the tournament for both teams. Scott tries to chip it past. Mandy Scott has given it a foot race for herself versus 1 player. She didn't quite have the step or the angle and couldn't get the shorthanded breakaway because Brooke Cummings was in good position. But they'd rather be with the New Hampshire Knights in the other end of the ice on the power play. That is going to be an icing. Okay, so that finally answers the question. Oh, no, it doesn't. I guess that came before the penalty expired. The question that I was determining the answer to was if they're playing the same rules that they would play for USA Hockey during the regular season, which is icing is in effect in all situations. But that came after the penalty expired, so we don't know. Shoemaker Gromick comes down low and takes a shot right into the logo of Rachel Irving, who makes the save and leaves no rebound. So throughout a lot of the parts of the country, probably the parts where most people are watching from, there's been some crazy weather going on. Wrist shot through traffic by Shoemaker Gromick. Centered in front. Rizzo there. Gets it. Shot saved by Irving with the left pad. Off the tip pass from Bellin. Bellin chipped it to Rizzo. That one jumped out offside. So there's been some crazy weather, and Massachusetts has not been an exception. And if you look over here, there's water leaking from the roof. Or a pipe, but I'm guessing it's from the roof. And that's about 25 feet to my right, so I'm hoping that doesn't leak on me. Or, more importantly, on the ice. I can move. Rizzo waits for McSherry to get onside. 1-on-3, dumps it to the same side corner. Strong side, now over to the near side. McSherry uses the body to shield. Centering pass in front. McSherry's going to pick it up off the boards. Blind pass. It gets to Bellin. Rizzo picks it up, shoots. Irving slides out and makes a big save. Boy, Rizzo could easily have 3 right there if not for the play of Rachel Irving in the nets. 19:42 left in the game. Jersey Sharks in the blue jerseys with a 3-0 lead over the New Hampshire Knights in the camouflage. Off the face-off, there was a scramble. Knights eventually pick it up. Sent on the near side wall. McNulty battling there. Spinning around and shooting it up, but not out for the Knights. Battle in the near side corner. McNulty and Gabby Rothstein. Goes past Camerata's stick. Far side wall chipped up. McCaffrey stood her ground and forced the icing. So that'll be an offensive zone draw for the Sharks. 19:10 left. If the gap gets to 4 goals and we get to less than 10 minutes, they'll start running the clock rather than stopping it. They'll stop play, but they'll keep the clock running. That's called a running clock. That happened to the Sharks in the game against the Pandas for the last 10 minutes. And we'll see if that ends up being the case here. The result, still up for grabs, but it's definitely looking good for the Sharks at this point. They're having things their way. The goals at this point are put more pucks in the net is one, but the clean sheet for Lexi Riley is the foremost goal. They don't want to concede. If they could walk out of the Beantown Classic boasting 3 shutouts, I think they'd be awfully happy with that. Camerata tips that one to slow it down. One-timer, big save by Irving, dives out and covers it to deny McNulty on the rush, or that was Rothstein. Scott on the dot, Sperling in the slot, Folia on the far wing. Puck came out of the zone. Scott nearly made it onside there. She made it very, very close. It didn't look like it was going to be close. Face-off comes into the Knights zone. Exchange between D. A little sloppy there. And the Knights pound it deep. Shoemaker Gromek spins. Chips it off the boards to herself. Chips it off the boards to herself again. That time it was not what she was trying to do. Puck moved up and out of the zone. Moved forward by Ori Weidman, but turned over there. Jessie Sperling trying to turn the corner. Doesn't have an angle, but she's looking to set somebody up. Sends it in front. Backhand by Folia. Sperling tees it up, fires it wide. Didn't really have a lane. Would have had a screen, but didn't really have a lane to get it through. Near side corner, reversed. Sent right up the middle, but player not so much in motion is going to have trouble breaking out, and that plays right into the hands of the Jersey Sharks, or the fins, or the jaws of the Jersey Sharks, or the incisors of the Jersey Sharks. Here comes Jessie Sperling over the line, right side, dumps it. Mandy Scott trying to get there first, but is shielded off by Katie Edwards. Chipped up and out. This is going to be an icing if the puck keeps rolling, and it does. So 60:40 left in the game. Offensive zone draw. McSherry on the dot, Bellin in the slot, Claus on the far side wing. McCaffrey steps into that one, but it gets chipped past her. McSherry and Claus back checking there. keeping the defender to the outside. McCaffrey sent it off the boards. Bellin picks it up, looking to move it forward. Does. That's Olivia Rothstein trying to turn the corner, but bodied off. Still with it, trying to get it in. And eventually losing an edge there was Brooke Cummings. She did her job and prevented the rush from happening, but then eventually lost the edge. Sharks couldn't capitalize. Here comes Jamie Case. She's got a little room there, and she'll take it to the outside, hit the brakes, do the Gretzky curl, send it to the point, but it's knocked away there by McSherry, who goes back into her own zone and behind her own net. Banged off the boards on the far side, and it comes out of the zone. 15:45 remaining. It comes back in the defensive zone for the Knights. Sharks get onside, and Olivia Rothstein dumps it into the far corner. McSherry first in pursuit. She's going to try to force a pass. It comes to the near side and now up the middle. Change partially completed, but not all the way. Camerata is out with McNulty. McSherry's still out there, so she's due to jump off once that possession changes, if she can. Sent far of the right side post or the left side post, depending on if you're the goalie or the shooter. The right for the goalie, the left for the shooter. And McSherry hustles off out of the picture. And Gabby Rothstein jumps on. Camerata forces the turnover, or maybe McNulty forced it. Camerata tees one up. It hit off McNulty, and Irving made the save. Stood tall. If she had gone down, that puck was going in. She stayed tall and got it with the shoulder. Shrugged it in front of her. On the far side, McNulty tees one up. Wrist shot goes into the glove of Irving. She kept it high, and the whistle stops play with 14:29 remaining, and the Sharks holding a 3-0 lead. Folia near to the outset. McNulty and Rizzo on the power play, respectively. Far side wall, off the draw, chipped forward. Now looking to break out. They got a little movement, but not quite enough forwards high, and the Sharks just take it and put it right back in. They've been able to do that more this game than in any of the first 3 games. They've had now 3 games where they've enjoyed an advantage in possession. The second today where they've enjoyed a great advantage in possession, and this game has been by far the most possession that they've had. So they've continually gotten better, and for sure this group has learned a lot and experienced a lot in this Beantown Classic tournament. Camerata negates the icing with sheer hustle. Sells out the body. Folia has it. Looked like she was going to bring it in, but had to wait for Camerata, who's going to hustle over to the bench. Comes out of the zone, moved to neutral ice and dumped down by Presley Davies. Far side corner, Logan Shoemaker-Gromick sends it all the way up for Jesse Sperling, but with a little too much juice. They wave off the icing. For what reason, I don't know. Maybe because they want the game to keep moving, but certainly it should have been icing. McCaffrey, her effort to get it out of the zone negated. Olivia Rothstein moves it up the near side wall. Couldn't quite get it to her own team's bench area. Somebody lost the stick. It's a Knight. A flash of lightning. I could see that even though there's not many windows in view. Big flash of lightning and a big boom of thunder and a big leak as Jesse Sperling gets a breakaway. Almost. Wrist shot. Save with the glove by Irving. 2 Sharks in front. Jesse Sperling almost had it, but Irving's been good. Forget about the 3 that are on the board. Irving's been very solid in the nets for New Hampshire. Kept it close for sure. Katie Edwards with a shot that functions more as a dump-in. Mandy Scott and Julia Folia battle for it. Eventually Jesse Sperling bunts it out. Katie Edwards has it for New Hampshire. Exchanges on the left side. Now they cross it up the middle. That's Lexi Engvoldsen. Another big lightning flash coming from the outside. And here's the thunder. Thunder and lightning and hockey. What could you ask for more on a Saturday night? Scott takes the shot, glove down by Irving. Referee did give her the benefit of the doubt on the puck freeze. And the effervescent Logan Shoemaker-Gromick apologizes to the near side ref for almost running into her. Chipped all the way down. Let's see if this is an icing, and it is. McSherry on the dot. Looks like Bellin in the slot and Rizzo on the far side. Shoemaker-Gromick on the right point and Kira Redmond between the points. You could see the defenseman cheating down on the draw. That's what happens when you've had a big possession game where the other team's forwards defensively are collapsing and staying a little bit too low. The defenseman can just keep cheating in and you're not making them pay for it. Play disrupted by Bellin. Worked around to the far side. They break out to the Knights as more lightning flashes and more thunder booms. I hope that the camera and the mic can pick that up. Rizzo trying to chip it out. She was really probably looking to break Bellin more. Bellin was marked by Katie Edwards in the circle, but looked like she was ready to get off to the races there. Shoemaker-Gromick is going to move it out. Gets it through center ice, but not into the zone. McSherry there back checking. Sends it forward. Edwards was about to pick it up, but somebody picked it up for her. Redmond hard off the glass. It takes a high bounce. Bellin trying to corral it over there. Rizzo's going to help somebody get it. That's McSherry. McSherry is going to fire it at the net. Save, no rebound. 9:37 remaining. 3-0 Sharks. They got all three in the first. Folia and McNulty on the power play, and then Rizzo on the power play. Rothstein on the dot. McNulty lined up in the slot. Camarada on the far wing. Goes toward the point. McCaffrey sends it forward for Camarada. Tipped off the near side wall. Sent down. That hit a stick on the bench. The ref saw it and he just kind of let it go. He's like, yeah, I think we're just going to keep playing. If this was not a classification game, or maybe if this was a tie game or a one-goal game, he probably would have blown the whistle, but letting it go there. I think he's checking right now with the players, like, did that hit your stick on the bench? And she says, yeah. Let's be realistic, folks. This is not the NHL, and we don't want it to be. This game's got to keep moving for these tournaments. Shoveled in with the backhand by Olivia Rothstein. Picked up by Brooke Cummings, who reverses it to the near side. Centering feed. Rothstein looking, spinning, trying to work it toward the middle. Camarada was there, but was marked by a couple of Knights in the camouflage. Centering feed. Goes all the way through. McCaffrey gets one shot, saved by Irving. Rothstein was tied up and was also tying up. She eventually gets the puck back. McNulty's over there. Rothstein steps into it. 2 Sharks, 2 Knights, 1 puck. Olivia Rothstein has it. Tries to tee it up, wrist shot. Stretching all the way out with the glove was Irving, and she makes the play. Like a first baseman that had to keep the wrong foot on the base, which in this case is the right foot, and stretch with the left hand to get an errant throw from the far side of the infield. That's how Irving picked that one up. She sees this one trickling through by Shoemaker Gromick and knocks it down with the paddle and covers it up. 8 minutes even. Shoemaker Gromick sends it toward the net. Edwards pushes it up the far side wall for Zablocki. MK Zablocki trying to move it out. Edwards helps out a little bit, but they can't get it out of the zone. This one off of Davies. She gets it out, but can't make a rush with it. Shoemaker Gromick moved it forward, but then lost her wheels. And she's definitely going to get a razzing from the bench for that one. .7:18 left in the tournament for both of these teams. Jersey Sharks in control. Davies grabs it, gains the line as she's not pressured, dumps it in, takes the hit, gets up slowly, fixes the jersey. Shoemaker Gromick chips it up. Edwards jumps to the point and hammers it back in. Redmond waiting, time and space, the two most valuable things in hockey, belong to the Sharks in droves for this game. Whistle stops play with 6:39 remaining. On the offside. Sharks send it into the zone. McSherry with Claus and Bellin. Near side wall. Rothstein sends it in. And around. Claus and Bellin on the forecheck. Bellin might have gotten a piece of it. McSherry keeps it in. Sends it to the far side, but Claus was just a step away, and it comes out of the zone. Case had it for a moment. Claus has it now. Annalise Claus tees it up from outside the circle. It was blocked away. Trying to negotiate up the far wing. Bellin's going to grab this one, send it at the net, but somebody got a skate on it, and it comes to the near side wall. Case tried to get it out, needed a little help from her friend. And her friend gets it out. Cummings. Camarada streaks in, but she's offside. Whistle stops play with 5:18 left. Sharks got 3, all in the first. And Lexi Riley has a clean sheet so far. Now we're getting to that point in the game where typically when there's a 3-goal gap, you don't get desperate till the 5-minute mark. At the 5-minute mark, you might start changing some things. You might think about pulling the goalie, or you might just play it straight. But if you're an aggressive kind of coach, down 3 is when you might pull the goalie with 5 minutes left. And if you get it to 2, it's like 2.5 minutes is the magical mark. And if it's a 1-goal difference, usually about 1.5 minutes is when you're strongly considering these things. Some coaches are a little more aggressive, some are a lot more conservative. And right now, it's not an issue as McNulty redirects that one wide, tries to center it, but Irving covers it up with the blocker. 4:33 remaining. If the Sharks put a 4th one on the board before the Knights score, the clock will be running with a 4-goal difference. Far side wall, Shoemaker-Gromick sends it back in. Camarada knocks down a clearing attempt. McNulty in the slot, couldn't unleash it. Edwards moves it into the zone. Oh, a bit of hooking and crooking going on over there, but no calling. Down to 4 minutes. This one, barring a meltdown or explosion of epic proportions, is going to go in the win column for the Jersey Sharks, who will finish the tournament at 3-1 and officially classify in 17th place of a tournament with something like 30 teams of the best in girls hockey at pretty much the U19 AA level in North America. Shoemaker-Gromick comes in, shoots. Edwards was on her, and that might have just helped the goaltender Irving to stay in position, as Shoemaker-Gromick looked like maybe she wanted to take that one across the slot, and Irving was able to stand her ground at the near side post and sort of take the other side away from Shoemaker-Gromick. So you don't quit. That's why you don't quit. And that's a good job by Katie Edwards, 13 for New Hampshire. Under 3 minutes remaining now. Sharks trying to keep the 0 on the board for the second game of the day. That would give a shutout for Lexi Riley. That puck was touched. Mandy Scott chases it down, so no icing in there. Remiss to call any icing at this point in the game anyway. Jessie Sperling on the half boards, down to Mandy Scott. Scott looking to center, gets it there, but not all the way through, as it was picked off by Remy LaBelle. McCaffrey over to Sperling, looking for somebody. She's got Olivia Rothstein, who sent a shot but couldn't get it through traffic, so it bounced to the far side. 2 minutes remaining now. 3-0 Sharks, all three in the first. They haven't added to the lead, but they've never really been threatened in a sustained manner. And of course, as I say, they're probably not going to call any more icings. There's the icing. So the Sharks will have 107 seconds to work with here, and starting with an offensive zone draw with Mia McSherry on the dot, Luisa Rizzo in the slot. She has the most recent goal of the game on the power play. Comes to Rizzo, shovels it forward, but it was knocked away. Now bringing it all the way up and through. New Hampshire gets it into the zone and they send it back in, but not quite offside. They keep it onside. That looks like LaBelle with it, trying to get through traffic, still with it. Confused at the point. This could be a break for Claus. She's trying to get through. Tripped up at the line there. Onside for a moment, but offside by the time the puck gets in. Whistle stops play, 1:08 remaining. See if this crew, they changed defense pairs, but let's see if this crew is out there for the final 68. Rizzo has it. She's got one so far. Cuts toward the middle, looking to go to the point. Serves it up for Redmond, who sends it back for Rizzo. Rizzo looking, sends it toward the middle. Was looking either for Redmond or McSherry. It's knocked away. Shoemaker-Gromick sends it into the zone. The D play catch and move it up and out. Edwards looks for it there, but Redmond grabs it as it was overshot. They keep it in the zone. Redmond prevents it from getting it on net, as Riley 33 seconds away from a shutout. Teed up through traffic, kicked wide. It looked like it deflected off of Edwards, who sends it to the crease, but Redmond tied up her player there. Rizzo gets a piece of somebody. Sent off the mask of Riley. Chipped up. Bellin has it. Chips it off the boards. Rizzo trying to get behind the D. Didn't have a step. As we come down to the last 6 seconds, Cummings has it. She's the final threat. Kicked away by Riley. There's the shutout. And the Jersey Sharks, while they will not go home with a chip in the Beantown Classic, they will go home with a very impressive 3-1 record, and they won all 3 games in which they scored. They beat the Buffalo Regals 1-0. They lost 5-0 to the Junior Pandas from Edmonton, Alberta. And they rallied today on this day, Saturday, for a 1-0 win over the Connecticut Shoreline Sharks, and then came up with their best result. I don't know if it was their best game, but it was their best result in terms of score. 3-0 the final, Jersey Sharks over the New Hampshire Knights. Julia Folia started the scoring very early with a wraparound. Maeve McNulty converted on the power play that had been started as a 5-on-4, became a 5-on-3, and by the time it got back to a 5-on-4, McNulty was able to cash in. And with 7:11 left in the first half, as we played 2 22-minute halves here at the Beantown Classic, it was Luisa Rizzo on the power play that finished up the scoring. Lexi Riley with the shutout in the late game. And her tandem mate, Harper Keenan, with the shutout in the early game. And Harper Keenan with 2 shutouts in her action here in Boston. Part of a very nice effort for the Jersey Sharks. Coach Amanda Linkletter jumped in behind the bench to run things. And she will be behind the bench again in an assistance role to Grace Potash when the New Jersey Bandits kick off their season as a unit at the Dog Days of Summer tournament in about a month's time. And at that time, we will be back with you, bringing you the action, and glad to do it. So for one last time from Buffone Arena in Worcester, Massachusetts, this is Joe Rizzo. Thanks for watching Jersey Sharks hockey on Rizzo Vision.